As silver stackers, we're looking at the price of silver and we're wondering, when is it going to follow gold as it blows past all of these record highs? But Bank of America shows us that bubble is popping. Look, check out what Bank of America is saying.
Now let's head over to B of A's Global Research, where we picked today's story up with the flow show from Goldilocks to Gold I Lots, as everybody now is overweight gold and in a major way. In fact, fund managers are now saying that that is the biggest risk to the markets now. It's the most overweight trade.
The biggest risk to the markets now. That's how they're feeling. And they're not alone. Look, the uncertainty that we're experiencing presently in today's world, the uncertainty is, sure, it's sending people to precious metals, but it's not only doing that, because when we feel uncertain as you and I, regular everyday people, that spills over into the business world, and that is shaking down every sector of the economy. Look at what Bloomberg's saying.
What's your concern here, I guess, about the dollar here? We've seen just pronounced selling of the dollar. We're down about, the Bloomberg Dollar Index is down about 8% from its recent highs. What does that tell you?
So it's interesting, Paul. The economic textbooks tell us when a country imposes tariffs, its currency should appreciate. But here we have the US imposing sweeping tariffs against all of its major trade partners, and its currency is depreciating.
We're going against history, and we're seeing the opposite occur, the complete opposite of what we would expect. We should see with this tariff war, with this trade war, we should see currency increasing in value. And this should be no surprise. It's actually been stated that this is one of the plans of the current administration, is to decrease the value of the dollar. And that's what we're seeing. So the frightening part for you and I as silver stackers and people who are trying to get into gold is that this uncertainty, it's shaking down the dollar, it's shaking Wall Street to the core. I mean, look at this.
If you look at the stuff that we know, the inflation data coming down, consumer spending strong, the labor market strong, corporate earnings season, early days, of course, but strong. Yet the market is the financial markets are in a kerfuffle, because the rear view mirror stuff that I just talked about almost doesn't matter, because we don't know what the next month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year look like, because we don't know what the policies are in place.
I'm going to argue the exact opposite. And I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you what I see as a silver stacker and as a regular guy who would love to be able to afford gold at this time. I see that Bank of America is actually completely wrong. In fact, this is the time to go into safe haven assets like gold. And just the history of gold shows that not only does it increase in times of uncertainty, not only does it do that, but we also see the history of gold shows us this, that it increases and it will correct, but it actually stays high within that increase. Look at this.
Situations. And so when you find those types of unsexy businesses that are kind of the resilient cockroaches, those are the ones that you really want to own. And then you have to resist the urge to try to add value by doing a bunch of stuff. No more hand waving, just sit still, own good companies, do the research, and really try not to be a hero. That's not what this time is about.
The good news for stackers like you and I, regular people, again, who cannot even afford to get into gold at this price. The good news is, yes, the silver to gold ratio is still at a widespread. So you and I could, if we have any gold, we could swap out 1 ounce for 1 ounce of gold and get at least 100 ounces of silver. And the other great part of where we're at right now with metals, the other great part is that silver is in its state of a long-term performance lag. Just look at let's check out the prices of silver. Look at this. I'm on Money Metals, and I'm just going to click on silver and go to generic 1 ounce rounds. Let's see where we're at for rounds. Look at this. As low as $36.14. Compared to where we've been over the past 12 months and where silver is headed, as we see, one pattern in silver is that when we have a widespread for the silver to gold ratio like we have presently, that is often followed by a bull run in silver. That's what we saw in 2022, and that's what we see coming down the pike. And look at this. I mean, we've got, this is almost $3 over spot for silver, right? You got shipping. I mean, this is really a great time to get in on silver. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you why I'm still all in on silver. I see gold out of reach, and I see that the pattern of silver tells us that this long-term performance lag, where we're at now, it's always just a state of correction. And then we get that big jump. Look what happened exactly 12 months ago. That's how we got our $10 jump. That's how we got the $10 jump. So this is what we should be looking at. Click that button in the description. Get on this contest by Money Metals. They're giving away 20 American Silver Eagles every month. They're holding this contest. Click that link. Get in on that contest. Get that silver. And I'll see you guys on the next one.